I just hit stream.
Okay.
Got the green light. So I think we should be pretty
Waiting,
solid.
waiting to see it on this end. Okay.
Got my
Starting to see it.
got my red wine. I think we're live, dude.
Yep.
Yo.
Oh, okay. Yep. I put you up on there. So you should be good.
Word. What's up, people? How we doing? My name is Philia. Some people call me Dan. Richard is chilling with me right now on the other end. He's the invisible
What's
man. You're gonna hear his voice pop in from time to time. What's up, Richard?
up? Just
What's up?
hanging out.
Yeah, yeah,
Good to see you.
yeah.
Excited to check out your
I
setup.
can't really see you, but I'm sure you look great today. Uh, yeah. Anyway, so today, first of all, big shout out to Indy Mojo. Thank you for asking me to do a studio session. It's the first time I've ever done anything like this of this type of format. I've got a lot of different toys, as you can see, that I use to make music, and I'm just gonna kind of walk through all these different things. Jerry's over here. He's my pillow, and I'm actually gonna like make a beat with him by just like throwing him at my controller. So we're gonna do some weird stuff today, and I'm just gonna kind of show you a couple different things with my process of making tunes. I'm actually also going to show you like an inside look inside of the software Ableton Live that I teach. It's a music software for producing and for live performance, so we're going to use that today. At any point in time, if you guys have questions or you just want to throw emojis and say hey, we have the chat going. If you go to twitch.tv/IndyMojo, then join the conversation there, and Richard's going to be moderating this and hopping in and out and asking questions and all that good stuff. So yeah, also we have a lineup of DJs after this is over, and one of them has a birthday today.
So yeah,
So Dimitri, also known as DJ Ventura, happy birthday, dude! I haven't I haven't really seen him or had the pleasure of hanging out in a very long time, but yeah, dude. So I don't know how old you are, but congratulations on being born. Today we are going to just dive into kind of my workflow and process. So let's switch cameras. Actually, first of all, okay, so this is like one of my favorite toys. I never have actually really produced much with it, but this is the first of its kind. It's a microphone, just came out. It's called the Vocala Doubler, and it's like instant audio to MIDI conversion. So I could literally sing anything and I could turn this into any sound. I could sing into this microphone and it would play back like a piano or a saxophone or a kazoo or like a harmonica or whatever you want. And we're going to play with that first. Let me switch my screens. You guys should be able to see Ableton Live and my face. So this is my microphone I'm just talking into, but you can see on the screen there's all this stuff bouncing around right now, and it's like reading the frequencies of my voice. So if you're like tone deaf or like you have no real rhythm in your body, you could just like sing a melody or rap some beat or whatever into this microphone, and you could literally turn that sound into like anything you possibly wanted, which is kind of dope. So I'm just gonna kind of demo that. Right now, if I pull up, where's this thing? There you go. So this is kind of the brain. This is the brain of this thing. You can see all these knobs and wiggly things jumping around. But right now, you have to train it basically off the frequencies of your voice, which is kind of dope. So if I was to say start fresh, let me actually exit out of this. I'll kind of show you how this works. This thing's kind of, it's a fun toy. I see it more of a toy than an actual like legit thing I would use constantly for producing. I guess you totally could, and I'm going to show you how, but for me, it could be just more of a fun toy to just do on stage, and maybe you'll see me someday just like sing a synthesizer, and people will like lose their minds. It's actually super easy to do. I'm going to show you how to do it. So I'll just create a new profile, and then it's going to listen to your voice and start detecting the key that you're singing in, which I'm not actually singing because I'm going to make this the drums. So just for now, it's wanting a key, so I'll just be like, "Wah." And now that was apparently G sharp or something. But I'm going to choose triggers. So now I have to train this thing to my voice so I can like make some kick drum beat thing. I'll just be like that. And if I hit record down here, I can do, and it just like did all these little dot things. And then I can hit plus, and now I'll train it to like a clap or a snare sound. So I'll just be like, and then I'll train it to maybe do like a hi-hat. So let's get like a nice little tight hi-hat thing going. So like, and now it's gonna read all that. And if I go into here, I can actually record a beat with it. So let's just hit record and see what happens. Really just making a lot of this up on the fly. So it might be awesome. It might be terrible. We'll find out. Cool. So we've got some notes in here, and I'm actually going to unplug this thing so it doesn't get too weird on me. And then we can see we've got some notes in here that actually read my voice, and it dropped it into those 3 different categories that I made. So now I can just play these back. We've got these different sounds. Switch over to my headphones. Yeah, so it's going to look something like this. Let's highlight all these notes, pull them back a little bit. See, that one was a little weird.
Wait. Well,
Yeah. Hey, what's up? Did you say something, Richard?
No. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're cool. You might want to mute your microphone in Zoom, otherwise it might be jumping around.
All good.
Yeah. No, you're good, dude. But yeah, so that's kind of crazy. Like, you literally could have no music theory. You could, like, just anybody can make music these days. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. It's kind of wild. But I literally just made this entire beat with my voice and locked it into time instantly. This is Ableton Live that we're looking at if you guys aren't producers out there. I know we have some producer homies chilling and watching this right now, so this one is a fun trick for y'all. Another toy that I have that I like to use that's really fun is my girl Maggie over here. She's a Moog. And let me show her off for you real quick. She's this beautiful Sub 37. It's this gorgeous thing. And it's literally like Christmas every time I turn her on. You can just see all these lights.
It's literally like Christmas every time I turn her on. You can just see all these.
Can you mute your Zoom microphone? Richard, I'm hearing myself, and it's kind of making me go crazy. Anyway, so yeah, you guys, you should be able to hear this Moog. I'm gonna have to mute my microphone real quick, but like this is the king of like dirty bass synth wobbles. Like if anybody likes making dirty dubstep, wiggly wobbly bass stuff, like this is the move right here. And I'm just going to make some crazy noises with it. You can kind of hear what happens. And then I'm going to lay it down on top of that beat I just made with my mouth, and we'll see what happens. So let's try. It's just nasty, dude. It's just so dirty. I love her. There's a bunch of different weird noises you can make.
I love that Moog.
I know, dude. This Moog is ridiculous. There's a couple other weird wiggly wobbles and stuff. There's like Odessa. I know that they use this. This is a really famous space synth. And this sometimes I sleep with it at night. I'm just like cuddle her. She's beautiful. But here's a couple other sounds. I'll just play around with it for a second. Yeah, this is a good time. But yeah, let's just lay down something. I'm just going to improv over that beat I just made by using that microphone, that crazy microphone. I just like wrapped a beat, recorded it, and then now I'm just going to lay down some of this, and let's just see what happens. And then Jerry over here, he's going to rock a killer piano solo for us after this. Let me bring it in. All right. Yeah. Let's try this. Let's go back to 4. Let's maybe go back to 6. Oh, this is that fun lasery thing. Yeah, this lasery thing's super fun. All right, cool. Yeah, that was kind of dope. Let's keep that last one. So I'm gonna go in here and clean her up. Let's go back to the other camera. Word. All right. So this other thing is a push. This is a push controller. This is like the king of making beats. Anybody who likes to make beats or like sampling or chopping it up, there's a ton of different sampling pads out there, but in my personal, maybe biased opinion, this is like the best thing since sliced bread or sliced samples. It's freaking fantastic. I'm just gonna lay down some hi-hats. Like this thing, you could literally just smack your face on it and make something sound good if you really wanted to. You can lock in the key. So if you have no music theory, anybody out there who wants to get into producing or is already producing, if your music theory is really sad, like never fear. This thing can really accomplish and fix all that. It can lock in everything into time. You can play a lot of beats. I'm just gonna like show you. Let's add some hi-hats in here. I'm just gonna add some basic hi-hats. Let's find like a good hi-hat sample. Let me arm this track real fast. Yeah, let's just lay down something. Let's just lay down some hi-hats on this. This thing is an absolute beast for making samples. I don't know if you could hear me. My microphone was like pointing towards Jerry over there. But yeah, this thing's cool. Let's try something on this. See what happens. Yeah, so we just laid down a basic drum beat. Let's go back and listen to that, see what we get. Maybe I'll turn it down a little bit. Yeah, and that little bass Moog sounds pretty cool. Some of these notes are a little bit off, so I can like fix those and tighten them up. It's weird because we're live streaming, so there's like weird latency from the time I hit the note to the time you hear it back. And that's not just me saying I played it bad. I'm just saying like it actually is just this weird like interweb connectivity. So anything I'm playing, it's like literally half a second off. So it's just kind of weird. But yeah, this is what we came up with. This is what we got so far. Right on. All right, so let's maybe lay down a little bit of some piano. Let's rock this thing. So we looked at the push. We looked at Maggie, my Moog over there. That's just blinking. A beautiful, dirty bass synth. She's a dirty girl. This is just a basic piano thing. I'm gonna actually load up a preset. And I put an arpeggiator on here. Let me actually switch screens so you can hear what I'm talking about, or actually see what I'm talking about. Cool. So I loaded up an arpeggiator, which just allows you to repeat the notes. So if I hold down one note, you get really crazy really fast. But this thing's fun. And then I've got a velocity. So if I hit it really hard and then I hit it really soft, it's going to like average out the loud hits and the quiet hits, make it sound really tight. And then I've got a scale-o-mat on here because I want to be able to just to like smash my face on a keyboard, and it's always going to play in key, which is really cool. To be honest, like my music theory is not like the most fantastic in the world. I know enough just to hack things and get by and pretend that I'm like really knowing what I'm doing music theory. But I also have like my homies in the Philia band, and they make me look great because I'll just be like, yo, Andy, just rip a killer lead solo. And I'm going to play for you guys an unreleased track that we're working on right now that's not finished in a little bit. And he's ridiculous. And Curtis plays saxophone, and he's an absolute beast. And then my homie Frank plays bass. And we just released a new like live recorded music video of our song Cooked Up Beats the other day. And I'm going to play that for you later in a second too. But let's get Jerry in on this. Let's have him make some music. Let's see what happens. Hold on. Cool. All right, Jerry. You're up. All right, so if I wanted to actually record music, this is how easy it is for anybody to make music. And by the way, if you guys do want to learn more like hacks and tips and things like this that I'm flying through, because we only have so much time in a day, I have a website, liveproducersonline.com, where I go in depth in teaching like all this nerdy musical stuff that you can use with Ableton Live, which is the software that we're using to play all this. So yeah, basically I could just hit play and I can just record Jerry just sitting his fat ass down on this keyboard, and it's gonna sound musical. So let's try it. Let's see what happens. See if we can make something good out of it. Should be fun. Yeah, that was pretty good, man. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad.
Yeah, damn, Jerry's pretty good.
Dude, Jerry's killing it, bro. He's killing it. It's what he does best. Yeah, he writes all of my songs. Pretty much. That's what nobody actually knew that. Truth comes out. Jerry writes all the music for me. But yeah, then I can just go back and just clean up some notes in here. Let's go back to Ableton. Let's swing back in here. Oops. Nope. There we go. Now we're back home. All right, so let's go back in and clean up some of these notes. There's a lot of them in here, so I can just click fold. I can just clean up a lot of these bum notes. Just highlight all these. Just get rid of some stuff. Yeah, so I mean, that's kind of a cool start. Maybe I'll use that. Maybe I'll throw it away. We don't know. But yeah, this is just kind of a couple different ways that I work and produce, and using like Jerry just sitting on pianos and, you know, just doing wiggly wobs with my Moog over there, and playing with this push controller. There's like a lot of different ways to make music these days. This is just like some little fun things and toys that I use. This vocal is pretty crazy. It doesn't just like do drums. It does like keys, or like I could sing literally almost any sound like melodically, and it'll actually record it, and I can lock it into key and tell it what key I'm playing in right now, which is D minor, I think. But yeah, so that's a couple different fun little tips and hacks. There's a song called Astral Dreams that my band is working on. If you guys want to hear it, I'll play it for you.
Let's hear it.
Yeah. Tell me what you think in the chat. If you guys haven't gone already, go to twitch.tv/Indy Mojo. If you guys are watching this from another stream somewhere. But yeah. Tell me in the chat what you guys think. I'm going to mute these other tracks, and then I'll play this. This is the exclusive preview. Actually, the Philia band and I, we just locked in a cabin at the end of May. Just the four of us. We're going to go quarantine in the middle of nowhere together, and we're going to write an EP. So we just decided that 2 days ago. Pretty stoked about that. And this is one of the songs I think that will be on that EP. But it's not done. It's a work in progress, so keep that in mind. But this is something different than I've ever written before. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. So without further ado. Yeah, so that's the new song. It's almost finished. It's not quite done, but it's on the way. Hope you guys dig it. Tell me what you think of the chat. If you guys are there, just chilling, hanging out. Yeah, good times. Still there, Richard? Still
Yeah,
hanging out?
yeah, I can hear it. Yeah, man, that was really groovy. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you
Okay,
good.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
that
you,
was really
dude.
cool, man.
Thanks, man. My other camera, like my good camera, just kind of pooped out, so that's great. Yeah, I was hoping that would happen. Yeah, dude. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, that song's called Astral Dreams. I don't know why, but I feel like a lot of the music, some of my favorite tracks, like Smooth Rides was this way. Like I'll just wake up in the middle of the night, it'd be like 4 a.m. and can't sleep. And so I just kind of like wander out to like my studio room and just start making stuff and I'm like half awake. And this was one of those tracks. But obviously I like collaborated a lot with the Philia band and like they just tore it up. That key solo is ridiculous. Like I love it. I feel like that key solo is like the perfect embodiment of Andy as a person. Like it's just this is really happy, energetic, like ADHD, like ripping solo. Like I feel like that's Andy.
It was definitely dope for sure, man. That
Thank
stuck
you.
out.
Thanks, man. Yeah, and Curtis and Frank killing it on bass and saxophone. So got to give those dudes a lot of love. But yeah, so that's the new track that we're working on that's coming out. I want to show you guys kind of a sneak peek of my live setup because a lot of people when they DJ, they're just adding like subtle effects or transitioning from one song to the next and just kind of like beat matching and all that stuff. Anybody who has gotten into DJing, like you know what I'm talking about. But my DJing process, I think, is very different from a lot of other people in the sense that I'm actually taking full control of the entire band as we play. So I'm going to open up a brand new project. This was an old set we played here in Indianapolis at the Lo-Fi Lounge, which was like one of my favorite shows. Like it was a great time. We had an awesome crowd, and yeah, man, it was super fun. That was the first time I really played the Lo-Fi, and that was when was that? I think that was like January. I think that was in mid-January of this year, before all the craziness. Yeah, that was like a really fun show. But this is what it looked like. I basically just DJ'd. I used this controller. Let me point you down a little bit. This controller called the APC40. This thing is a gem. It makes me so happy. But yeah, basically, it's kind of like a mixer. Anybody who's like a musical nerd like me, it's basically a mixer. Richard, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, man, that thing's great.
This thing's really fun. Do you use this?
Yeah, we use it for several things, including lights even. So,
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, for like Resolume. Is that right?
actually, we use it to control like movers and
Okay.
other DMX stuff, but we also use it on the lasers sometimes too.
Right on. Yeah, so you can see my screen. I'm using this patch that this drum rack I made with Ben, you know Ben, and we basically created all these triggers. So at any point in time in the set, I can MIDI map these knobs. I can MIDI map the visual effects that you're seeing on the screen because every Philia show that Philia hosts or headlines, we like to have like visuals or projectors, like video projectors, and so these knobs I can individually map them to like video effects. And so as I turn like a filter or something, we can actually have like some sweepy like smoke effect or something on the screen happening that I'm actually doing that's like emulating the sound of what's going on. But then we also have all these video clips that are lined up with each song that are just triggered to play from beginning to end in here like this. So it's a lot of programming before a show, but I feel like I'm finally, after like 600 hours by myself in a dark cave, I'm finally at the point now where I'm like actually really comfortable with this setup. But what I was saying before is like it's a mix of DJing. I'm actually DJing the band, so I'm controlling what the band is actually playing, which is great because I have like all the power in the world. It's like I got the power. Basically, if Andy plays something on keys that I'm not really feeling or whatever, I'll just like put an effect on him. I'm actually going to show you and demo you what that looks like. And it allows me to be able to play like original Philia music. And I have a drum pad over here. Actually, let me switch scenes so you can see. I've got this drum pad that Jerry's sitting on. I'll play this live too. So I'll usually like beat on this when I play live. And then I also use this controller that we were just looking at. And then I'll play some like live push stuff sometimes too. But I'm just going to play kind of a demo. This was the first song, the opening of the set at Lo-Fi Lounge. I was actually playing drums and looping drums too on my drum pad that I just showed you. But I'm going to show you kind of like I can control Andy in here in this set. So this is actually Andy right here, this little lit up button. If I play that, it's actually going to play his keys. This is a recording I did of Andy. So he would actually be playing live. So this, as I play, the keys that you're hearing would actually be him playing live in real time. And it's pretty much improvised. We don't always know exactly what each of us are playing because we just kind of rip out from like a solo. Like one of them will just bust a solo and they know when that solo is coming. But pretty much every time we play, it's a little different every time. But you'll see on the screen, he's got all these keys playing. So I'm actually going to manipulate his keys in real time with this controller and throw some effects on the song. And so let's just actually see what that looks like and do it live. So let me fade this in.
What do those stickers say on the top? Are those just...
Oh yeah, those are actual. I'll tell you in a second. At the end. Yeah, dude. So that's kind of my process as far as just taking what's being performed live. In this case, it was the keyboardist Andy, and just manipulating it and chopping it up, just getting weird with it while DJing at the same time. So that's kind of the workflow. And I do the same thing with saxophone. I don't really touch the bass player when he's playing because I just kind of want him to like really take control of the pocket and the low end and stuff. But yeah, that's how we do it, ladies and gents.
With your bass player, do you duck him with your kicks and stuff like that?
No, I don't actually. That's something. If we played house music, probably. If we played house music, then I probably would have him with a separate laptop, and we would just use Ableton Live Link, which just means that I could link my computer to his computer, and they would be both locked into time for every song that we play. And then I would probably just have him have like a sidechain compressor in there that he's routing out through his own interface. So I'm running the entire band into my laptop right now. So probably what we would do is, because we all need to have in-ears because we all listen to a click, so we all on the same time and stuff, probably would just have him. Well, I could sidechain him in my computer too, I guess. That would probably be the easiest thing to do. But a lot of it is just trying to clean up my laptop to make it as stable as possible. Because the saddest thing in the world is for it just to, like, your computer to crash in the middle of a set. Like, that's happened to me a few times, and it's like a make or break moment for any artist when, like, the show doesn't go as planned and you just lose audio and you're like, all right, I get to entertain people with a microphone for the next who knows how long before the awkward silence is over, you know? That's always like a good test of faith as an artist. Like, it's either going to make or break you right away. So I just like told dad jokes, I think, for like 10 minutes until my laptop was able to restart.
Yeah, that was a nightmare.
It was good times. But yeah, if anybody's joining late, I teach this software, this crazy looking monster of colors in front of me. It's called Ableton Live. I'm an Ableton certified trainer. So this year I was certified in this software, and now I pretty much teach it. That's my big boy job, and I love it, and I get to meet really cool people. I was able to be a part of a team called Electronic Creatives and like trained with Laura Escudé and some other people, and they do live setup with Ableton Live for major tours like Ariana Grande and The Weeknd, and Kanye West was like her big artist that she really started up with, and she's been working with him for like over 20 years or something like that. Yeah, so I was able to learn a lot of what I do right now because of her and that team that I trained with, which was really cool in LA. So I'm super thankful for that. It's good times. Oh yeah, so fun story. Since I'm just bantering right now, before we go into the next thing, I'm just going to show you. One of my craziest stories, like we talked about, like things when shit goes down on stage you're not expecting. Probably like my most memorable live experience was I just got out of high school. I was a touring drummer for like a small Christian band. Like, thank God I'm not in that band anymore. But it was a thing. It was like exciting, right? It was like my first big tour, really. And we were opening up for a guy named Michael Tate at the time in Ohio. And there was like, I don't know, probably like 2,000 people or so. I was playing drums and I broke my drumstick. And if anybody knows anything about drums or like drumsticks, like when you break a drumstick, it's like usually pretty sharp. It's like a giant dagger of wood that you'd use to like kill a zombie or something. And I ended up like, instead of just like tossing it really lightly out into the crowd, I just straight up was like, I just like threw it really hard and I hit some girl in the face in the front row. And she just straight up like did this little backflip, and like all I saw was her little feet like kick up. She had to be probably like 16 years old. She just like went flying, dude. I hit her in the face, and like the bass player and like everybody except for the lead singer who didn't sing it like just stopped playing, and they look back at me like, what the fuck? Like, dude, what the hell? You just killed a fan. I was like, oh shit. Like, I was just like, the adrenaline was going. I was like so excited, you know. It was like my first big show, and I just murdered some chick, and we didn't see her the rest of the show. Yeah, like this was straight out of high school. Like I was just some dumb person. I didn't know what I was doing, and we didn't see her the rest of the show, man. She might be dead right now. We don't really know, but like everybody in like within the first couple hundred people in the front saw it, and they're like, oh my gosh, like this band's murdering fans. And we afterwards, the bass player came up to me. He's like, dude, you're gonna be in Ohio someday, like on another tour or traveling. You're gonna walk into Walmart, some girl with an eye patch is gonna like come up to you and just be like, just gonna punch you in the face and be like, it was you. I'd be like, I'm sorry, dude. I swear I didn't mean it. So I don't throw drumsticks into the crowd anymore. That's just dumb. That's not a good
lesson,
idea.
I guess.
Yeah, we live and learn that for sure. Yeah. Anyway, so there's I just showed you the kind of the live setup with Philia. I wanted to show you a new video that we just released. It's to our song "Cooked Up Beats," and I don't think I really explained really well on social before we released that song. Like if you look at the actual graphic, it's a bunch of beet vegetables just like chilling, like smoking weed in a hot tub, but it's like an actual pot on the stove, and they're just like having a good time. And so like I was teaching a lot of hip hop artists how to use Ableton, the software we've been talking about, and they're always like, "Yo, bro, when you gonna release some new beats? When you gonna release some new beats? You gotta drop some beats." I'm like, "I'm gonna drop some beats," and I'm a vegetarian, so I was like, ready to cook up some beats.
Are you really vegetarian?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then I was like, "Yeah, dude, I'll cook up some beats. I'll bring it." And so that was kind of like the joke behind the song. I feel like a lot of people don't even know that. They're just like, "What's this weird beet vegetable artwork?" So I just wanted to explain that before I hit play. But yeah, this is the Philia live band. This is Curtis, Frank, and Andy. And Dakota Mucky played guitar. He's a guest guitarist, and he jumped in with us and tore it up. And all these guys have their own music projects. Like it's just cool because like I was lucky enough to be able to steal them from like their own time and other bands to be able to play with me, and now we're all like really good friends and we're making lots of new music together. And so the Philia live band is really becoming, I feel like, more of a future thing that I'm investing in heavily right now, and I just love it. And I love those dudes, and they make me look good. I always say that. So this is the new track. I'm playing drums, and you'll notice in the middle I'm actually using this APC-40 that we were just looking at. I actually used this controller halfway through this video, and I'm actually playing and affecting Dakota's guitar, and I'm affecting the saxophone, Curtis. So you'll see that in the middle of the video when I jump off the drums. So check that out, and yeah, kind of give some context behind it. But I'm just going to hit play and you guys can watch it. We just dropped this a couple days ago and had some really awesome support and been getting a lot of love and comments from it. So thank you to everybody that's supporting my music with Philia. And you can watch this full video later on the website, philiamusic.com. You can see on the screen. But yeah, I'm just going to hit play. You can check it out. Yeah, dude, I think the shaker solo is probably my favorite part of that whole thing, to be honest with
That was
you.
pretty dope for sure.
Yeah, Curtis rocks a mean shaker. He really does. Shout out to Curtis and his little egg shakers. We're making it
That
a
was
point.
really cool, man.
Thank you, dude. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I'm trying to get this camera back online. I think I figured it out. Oops, we're not gonna watch that again. I think I figured this out though. Give me 1 second. Switch it back over to the whole fam cam. Nope, that's not it. Go back. Wait for it. Wait. Hey, it worked. All right, and we're back. Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Sweet, man. Yeah, I don't know if there's people just chilling in the chat or if you had questions, Richard, about all the randomness that we just walked through. But once again, thank you, Indy Mojo, for hosting this session. And stick around, guys. I know we've got DJs coming up after this.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I had a couple questions. One
Sure.
was on your effects chains. I mean, can you go in a little more detail on like some of the ones that you really liked on there?
Yeah. We could probably talk for the next 4 hours about effects chains, dude. This is
Figured that.
one of my favorite things in the whole world. This is my Philia effects rack. I can send it to you because I know you're an Ableton dude.
Yes, I am.
And once again, I don't know if you could put this in the chat for me because I've got like 6,000 windows open right now. But if you type in liveproducersonline.com, so producers is plural, liveproducersonline.com. That's my website. If anybody wants to learn what I'm about to show you. And
liveproducersonline.com.
Yes, sir.
Got it.
Thanks, man. But yeah, that's my website, and I teach from the ground up, like knowing nothing about this software to like being able to perform live and doing what I just showed from the past 45 minutes or whatever. But yeah, the Philia effects rack. This is just a beat repeat. So if I was to play, say, some keys in here, just like fast forward, I'll just hit play. You can hear. So if I turned up the half notes, now it's just playing half notes, and then I can speed it up to quarter notes, and then eighth notes. Yeah, I could turn it off. So that's like a fun little trick I use. You'll hear that a lot, and especially in that video we just showed, or just doing live. And then my favorite is the auto filter. Like, I just love wiggly sounds. Like, this is just a good wiggle. Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's a sexy little wiggle thing. I don't know, I love it. That's an auto filter. That's one of Ableton's auto filters. And I just built out a custom rack inside of a rack. This is like a rack inception that we have going on. But then, go ahead.
On your APC, you had like columns with like the little stickies on it. Were those for the FX rack?
Yeah, so the macro controls, what is the
macro?
Yep, these are macro controls. That's what these knobs are actually called. And then I have those, so I can turn them on or off. Let me actually close these windows. So I can turn the effect on and off if it gets weird, just by hitting this button. And then,
Cool.
Yep, each one of these, as I turn these, you'll see this on the screen. So you can see these turning up and off. And then I have my auto filter here. And so these, all 8 of these like correspond to whatever effect is selected. So if I choose utility or reverb, you'll notice that these light up and change.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, this encoders.
Yep. So then I have that on almost all my tracks. Oh, I have a Mad Zach scratch thing. He's a producer, and like I downloaded this pack of his. But yeah, super smart, cool dude. But I mapped it so I could scratch. Oops, let me turn that off. So I can scratch. Oh, you can't even see it. Hold on. Let me scoot this bad boy over. There you go. And then I can do the same thing for like a laser sound. So that can be cool before a drop.
I love the laser.
Yeah, and some like random vocal scratch. So I'll do some of that. Yeah, there's just like an assortment of random crap in here that I'll just kind of jump around and play with. I really have been building this live set for like the last probably 2.5 years, I would say, as far as getting like my own workflow down. Because everybody kind of performs different as far as like those who are using Ableton Live. There's just so many things you could do. It's endless. And then, like I said, I'm even using Ableton to like trigger our video, our visuals and stuff too. That I'm actually really excited. There's this new projector. Maybe for the next live stream or whatever we do, I can demo that. But it's a 3D projector, so I can map literally my entire studio if I wanted to. Like I can map this entire room, like the speakers or whatever, and then I can create like I just draw the shape really fast in this software. It's called a light form. And then
I've heard of light form. I was
yeah, dude, they're knucking futs, man. It's crazy. Like
Did
you
get
can,
the new one?
yeah, it's the LFC2. So
Wow. Yeah,
you can hook it up
perfect.
to any projector. So I could hook it up to like a 10, 20,000 lumen projector and blast like an entire wall in a venue and make everything like that it's projecting on, make it look like it's moving, and like you can do some really crazy trippy stuff with it, man, cuz it can make like just picture these speakers that you see and the boxes behind them like as if they were separate little TV screens. So then I could map it, I could 3D map everything and make it look like it's moving around the room. It's crazy.
The thing doesn't work with Resolume, does it?
Yeah, Resolume can do the same thing. This is
No, I'm saying, does Lightform work with Resolume at all?
I mean, it accepts OSC, so theoretically,
Okay.
yes, you could.
Hmm.
I don't know anybody that's tried that, but you could. I'm sure it's very possible. You could probably even use like BOEM MIDI translator if you wanted to use MIDI instead of OSC with it too.
Cool.
We're getting real nerdy. I love this, dude. I could talk about this stuff all day. But yeah, man. Any other questions? I know we're getting close on time. Wanted to say thanks again to Indy Mojo real fast before we're off. There's the Venmo link down there at the bottom. I appreciate you guys supporting me. If you want to buy merch, I just ordered some new merch. You can go to philiamusic.com and join the newsletter. I'm actually giving away some free swag. So every month I'm giving away free swag and t-shirts and stuff like that. I know it's kind of hard to see. I'm actually even wearing an old Philia shirt. You can't buy this anymore, but yeah, every month I'm giving away a box of stuff, and I Clorox wipe everything before it ships. So
Damn, that's nice. We don't want the corona either.
right, yeah, no, we ain't got time for that. We're killing all the bad Corona vibes with good music. So, but yeah, man, thank you for having me out. Was there any other questions or
Thanks
stuff
for
you want to
coming
talk
out.
about?
No, another real quick one is if what all did you have to do for getting Ableton certified? I know that's kind of like a pretty cool thing to actually get.
Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, man. Honestly, it's been like a dream of mine for a really long time. I went through like a 3-round interview process and then had to go to LA for a 2 full days, and like literally just like killed every brain cell I had as far as like just thinking like constantly. We were like under testing. We had to prepare a bunch of different tests and or presentations and then do that down there. But it was a pretty intense process. They're really looking for people who have a passion for teaching more than just knowing stuff.
Right.
So I basically just uploaded a lot of tutorials, just sharing things that I knew through my site, Live Producers Online. I have a YouTube channel for live producers as well as Philia. So if you want to dive into Ableton, I have a free course on the website, liveproducersonline.com. If you want to go there, there's on the homepage a free Ableton course you can get started. But yeah, I just started teaching and then started applying. The first year I applied, which was 2.5 years ago, I didn't actually get in. So I didn't even make it past the second round. But then this last year, in early January, I got officially Ableton certified. I flew home, and then the next day we had the Lo-Fi Lounge show that I literally just played, and that like literally was running on no sleep. I was like spending 2 full days of like chugging coffee, no sleep, preparing for these presentations to get certified. Came home the next day on a plane with like a 3-hour difference and just like played the Lo-Fi show. I think I slept for like a week after that. It was great. But yeah,
That's
man,
cool.
it was fun.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. I'm sure you and I, Richard, could sit here for like the next 8 hours and just talk more about Ableton stuff,
Definitely.
which I'm down. Another day, another time. Let's do it.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thanks a lot. Like, this is really cool. This is you have a nice studio. Like,
Thanks,
hey, you
man.
got a balcony right there. Is that cool? Oh.
Yeah, actually, that's my That's where all the geese congregate. I have a serious goose infestation, and that's literally where all the geese. Oh, one more thing before we jump off. I know we're getting close on time. If anybody wants to like throw a party at their house, or like get the real club experience without going to a club, it's called a sub pack, and it's a subwoofer for your chair. They make a book bag version, but it can be Bluetooth as well. So you basically just sit down, put on headphones. It's a weird experience, being able to feel sub on your entire body or like your whole back is like feeling a subwoofer, but like you have headphones on. It's a crazy experience.
Never tried those, but people swear by that.
Oh, dude, yeah. I have a podcast, the Ableton Music Producer podcast I host, and they were a sponsor, and I got them to sponsor the podcast right after I paid them $300 for that. So I was like, I should have hit him up earlier. But it's a great company, and this, if anybody wants to like basically have a club experience in your chair, this thing is wild. It's crazy. It's a good time.
I'll have to try that out.
Yeah, dude, I know it's 8:00. We've got some killer DJs lined up. I know that are playing after me right now, so I don't want to steal from their time. But like I said, if you guys want to continue to follow Philia, just go to philiamusic.com and all the socials and all the stuff. You can subscribe to the newsletter and possibly win some free swag and merch that I will email, or not email. Well, I will email you, but I'll send it to your doorstep. So thanks for chilling, everybody. It's been a good time.
Dope, man. Thank you again. That was really sweet.
Right on, dude. Take it easy, Richard.
Yep,
We'll
you too, man.
We'll nerd out together later.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, dope.
All right. Keep safe. Wash your hands.
Yes, all of us wash our hands. Peace. Love you
All right.
guys. See ya.